Week 16. We're here. One more week. I'm not including the weirdos that are playing Week 18 championships. I don't know why y'all doing that. We will be doing the shows for that, but I'm just saying, like, make it Week 17 because it's already chaos. Straight chaos in the streets. We're missing like 8 quarterbacks this week or something, just shenanigans going on. But if you're here, more than likely you won your week because hey, if you didn't win your week, or maybe you're just a dynasty degenerate like none of us, you want to see players available. So I get it. It is myself. Hashtag playoff chaos. Yes, that's exactly what it is. And Jeremy Schulman, hashtag DC. Are you kidding me? That's a pretty good one. Pretty good. How you doing today, Jeremy?
Yeah, better before the benching of all of these quarterbacks, eliminating the usefulness of about a third of my playoff rosters across the board. But we'll get into all that. We'll get into guys who we can replace those guys with, like Elijah Moore. Nope, not a thing anymore. It's going to be a problem. Calvin Ridley, I'm concerned. Nick Westbrook-Ikini, no chance.
Yes,
it's a problem, but we'll see. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, why we're going to do quarterbacks first is because of the impact they have on the rest of the skill position players, and particularly these offenses where, like, we'll talk about Kendrick Miller, but that offense is projected for 14 points, folks. That's bare bones. That's as low as projections you can get. We saw the Giants last week. They had like this projection, and they were abysmal on offense. They did basically nothing the entire game, so that's just an issue, right? Let's transition to wide receivers. My top guy is Jalen McMillan, so this gets into Jalen McMillan. If you want to do him over Jalen Reed, I get it. That's a tough one. Like, Reed's super boom bust with where he's at right now. And it's just, both of these guys are in really good offenses. Baker's playing really well. Jordan Love's in a really good quarterback. So it's like kind of similar situations. The thing about McMillan is I've always liked McMillan. If you remember my pre-draft process, I liked him a lot. He's finally coming on. He's out over injuries. Yeah, he's gonna be a target magnet in this offense. Like, it's not going to be K-Dot. I think it's Jalen McMillan and Mike Evans. That's kind of how it's going to go moving forward. Yeah. So you could do McMillan if you want to do over Reed. I'm going to have a tough time doing that, pulling that trigger, though. Like, if I have Reed on my roster, he's going to be stable because that ceiling 30-point game is there with Reed. Like, every week is potential. Yes. So I don't know. I don't know if I would go that far, but I would grab him.
Let me add in the matchups for you, Jesse. Reed against New Orleans, McMillan against Dallas.
That's juicy matchups across the board. I will say that I feel safer about the floor with McMillan, which is crazy to talk about.
I agree with
that. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to probably rank McMillan over Reed. Oh, Reed, figure it out, man. Yeah. Like, the floor. We can try to talk about Romeo Doubs as well too, because he's in that 50% borderline rate. I know he's your top guy.
Yeah.
So I think Romeo Doubs is the guy that's similar to having a high floor, and he is the guy that's on the field a lot, running all of the routes. This is also the thing with McMillan is he's running a ton of routes. Unlike Reed, he only plays in 11 personnel, so he comes off the field. I think the big issue with Reed is I was expecting him to take a step forward and like play more on the field. They clearly are like, nope, we don't want you on the field when it's 2 wide receivers. So yeah, it's tough. I don't actually mind more talk about it. I'm fine with McMillan. Why do you prefer Romeo Doubs? Is it just like his role, the fact that he's on the field, or is there anything particular about him?
Look, they were doing all they could against Seattle last week to manufacture Jaden Reed touches early in the middle of the game, late in the game. It just didn't work, right? He was there, but he was too close to the line of scrimmage. He couldn't bust anything deep. And we know that Jaden Reed is the type of player that can manufacture big plays on his own. And against New Orleans, that's certainly possible. However, like you said, Romeo Doubs is on the field. He's blocking. They've proven that they want to run the football. But you know what? New Orleans is still not terrible against the run. Where you're going to beat New Orleans against the pass. So if Romeo Doubs is on the field, they run a little play action. They throw that little slant, from the 15-yard line, and he catches it and walks into the end zone again. I will not be surprised at all. I think Romeo Doubs has an excellent chance, and probably the best chance, of catching a touchdown of any Packer this week. That includes Jaden Reed. I'm going to rank Romeo Doubs over Jaden Reed this week.
Yeah, I think we should just rank him as the highest. And if you want to take with those Packers wide receivers, you're kind of just throwing darts at multiple guys. If it's Christian Watson, if it's Romeo Doubs, if it's Jaden Reed, if you like anyone in particular, like they're all kind of a similar-ish bet. Romeo Doubs is the safest, so that's why I like him the most. I'm there with you. We were just talking about the Strong Force. We did a long-winded way of saying, yeah, I'm fine doing that. With Waddle, I trust Waddle more, but like he's just not seeing targets. So I don't think I'm going to drop Waddle for McMillan because I like Waddle more than I do say Reed. I don't know. I'm gonna struggle with this one, but McMillan and like rankings wise, when we do rankings this coming week, like they're gonna be closest for me. Like I can't lie about that. So this is the allure of the Jalen Waddle because we have the prize with him, but he's just not doing it. So I don't know if I'm gonna drop him though. Like I'm gonna have a hard time dropping. I think. So where are you kind of at with this, Jeremy?
Probably not for McMillan. I love the recent volume though. I don't know if I trust it, but it's a juicy. Like, do I want to play McMillan against Dallas over Waddle against San Francisco this week? I do. I'm not scared of San Francisco, but I'm scared of the usage of Jalen Waddle and how boom busted has been. Am I dropping him for Brenton Strange? No. I mean, look, if you need a tight end, I get it.
Yeah.
I think the volume will be there. Mac Jones loves his tight ends. We know this. He's proven it now. Look, it's all dependent on team need. Like if you're rolling out David Njoku only and you're not sure if he's going to play, sure, go get Brenton Strange and drop Waddle if you have to, right? But do what you got to do at this stage. Do what you got to do. And yeah, if you're not going to play Waddle, just go get McMillan. Fine.
Yeah, I think that's if you're not starting these guys on your roster and you're like worried about playing them, just drop them. Like there's only 4 teams left. Like you're not going to see this team next week in the playoffs because that team that doesn't win is not going to start them. Bad wide receiver 2 spot. I have some teams like that. Yeah, so if you think he's an upgrade, I'm fine going. Like his floor in the role. Also, the 2 teams they play next week is Dallas and Carolina. It's fantastic matchups across the board for these wide receivers. They should be good floor plays for you. Mike Evans is also the ceiling. Like Mike Evans is special. I think Jalen McMillan is very good for it. Will be consistent top 36. Maybe he jumps in top 24 wide receivers each week. Like we will see it's possible. So I don't mind him. I'm not even going to touch the Cleveland wide receivers now that is Dorian Thompson-Robinson. So I know people were talking about Tillman or Elijah Moore or anything like that. They're all off my board. I'm not doing it. I think talking about Rashod Bateman, who's been quietly pretty good for Baltimore. Jalen Coker had a big blow-up game last week because he had that monster play. Quentin Johnston. I know we talked about Tim Patrick last week. I don't really want to do Malik Washington, but Odell Beckham got released, so there's space there. I don't want to do MVS, and then maybe we can talk about Hollywood Brown if anyone wants to do that. Is anyone in that range of players stand out to you? Are you at least interested in picking them up, or are you kind of just going elsewhere at the wide receiver position?
The only guy is QJ. QJ, for some reason, continues to get targets on this team. The reason is because Joshua Palmer is just okay, and because Ladd McConkey has been injured or not 100%. So, and neither is Will Disley. So, look, can you trust him against Denver? I don't know. I probably would steer clear of him, but he's the name that I prefer over all of these guys. One other name to monitor that could be interesting. I don't know if he's ever going to play again this season, but Cedric Tillman, the team is hopeful that he'll return this week. He gets Cincinnati. Now, look, I know it's DTR, but Cincinnati is terrible. And if you just throw the ball up, Cedric Tillman could go, 2 for 70 in this matchup. So do I want any of these guys? No. I think it's Dobbs, then it's McMillan, and then it's like, just play the guys you got.
Yeah. I think Coker, because he's been healthy, saw another 20% target share plus. Like,
he did.
Xavier really gets hurt. You could do it as a wide receiver too. The problem is it's not a great matchup this week. They get Tampa Bay the following week, so sure. But it's going to be really hard to talk yourself into playing him because he'll be in like wide receiver 40ish range for me. Like I still like him at the easier player. It just is what it's projected a little bit forward with that.
Yep.
So that's kind of wide receiver position. Unfortunately, Cleveland, it was good. Now it's real bad at wide receiver. So if you have Jerry Jeudy, you're probably going to play him, but the floor and ceiling just massively come down. And that's what sucks because you need the ceiling, particularly with these championship games coming up. So $7 tough business. Yeah, I think that's a wrap. I think that's a call for week 16, folks. I'm not super excited about these guys, but there are guys that can play a role. It's mainly quarterbacks and tight ends of like teams that are injured and a couple running backs or maybe Jalen and McMillan. But yeah, that's a wrap. We got 2 more weeks of this left, and then we're going on the offseason and focus on Dynasty, all the fun stuff. So hopefully, you guys will get these waiver wire pickups, and we're gonna do rankings, and then hopefully you win your week and you go to the championship, baby. That's what we're here for. That
just
is what we're
push through.
So
2 more
close.
Weeks. Get that championship, so boys. We know we're so close. It's tough. You can taste it. But look, Jesse has been saying this all year long and in previous years. It's something that I picked up from him and others certainly. But getting to the fantasy playoffs, that's your skill. winning in the fantasy playoffs. That is your luck of fantasy
Yes.
football. I mean, I had number one team absolutely destroyed, and there's 8 teams in the playoffs, so one team, one plays 8 seed, absolutely destroyed by Goff and Amon-Ra this week by the 8 seed. Saquon and Mixon did absolutely nothing for me. So it is what it is. What are you going to do? You just survive and move on. So good luck to you guys this week, and we're right there with you in the same boat.
Yeah. Good luck, folks. Get those waivers, and we will see you at some point tomorrow or Thursday for ranking. So have a good one. Good luck, folks. Listen